Hey guys, I'm at the Charlottenburg Gardens in Berlin, and I just wanted to talk about my trip I went on last weekend to northern Germany. I went with Edvish, Pavla, Eva, and Kevin, and we actually went to 4 cities in 3 days. So I'm just going to tell you about the stuff we did each day, and I think I might actually break these up into separate videos, just in case I say something crazy. And yeah, it's pretty much just gonna be the same as the other ones. I just want to tell you what I did, so check it out. So Friday, I wake up super early at 3:30 in the morning, and we meet up at the tram station out in front of AB, and we leave there at 4:30, and then we head towards Berlin to the bus station, and we take a bus at 7 a.m. towards Rostock, and I think we actually arrive in Rostock around noon-ish. I actually don't remember. And we get there and we walk to the hostel and then check in, and then we start to walk around the city. And we didn't spend much time there because it was a smaller city. But there's a canal that led up to the river. It's like since it's so close to the ocean, they had a lot of boat activity going on, so that was really nice. And the city center was very like old-timey and cute, like with the old classic looking buildings. So later that day, I think around 6, we take the train to Warmund. I actually don't know how to say that, and I wrote it down wrong, so we go to that city, and that city is actually on the coast of the land and the water. So there's a lot of boats and a lot of fish stuff. And there's also the huge ocean, and a lot of people out swimming and stuff. It's a beautiful day. So yeah, it was actually the first time I had ever been in the ocean. It's the first time I'd ever seen a lighthouse. And we also saw like a weird country band playing there. There's like some festival going on, and they're playing like Shania Twain and Brooks and Dunn and all sorts of weird stuff. But really my favorite thing about that town was just all the boats. Like, we saw large ones, we saw small ones, we saw sailboats, we saw like speedboats and stuff. So that was really cool. And we didn't really stay there too long, and we head back to Rostock, and that's pretty much all we did Friday. And then we check into the hostel and sleep. Also, before I forget, I don't have this included in my notes, but that night there was this German guy in a room that like woke up in the middle of the night, or he didn't wake up. He's having like dreams or nightmares or something, and he was speaking in his sleep, and he was like, "Scheiße, Deutschland," like all this crazy stuff. It woke me up, but it was just kind of weird. It woke a couple other people up too. Random. So on Saturday we wake up kind of early, and then we catch the train to Hamburg, and we arrive in Hamburg like at 10:30ish, and we walk towards the Rat House, and we take a free tour of the city. And also where we met, there was like a huge convention going on, like the Lions Club back home. You know, Lions Club of Kansas or Slina or whatever. They're having like an international election of some president they have. So it's kind of weird. We saw some random people from states back home, like Texas people, and a lot of other weird things like that. Yeah, so craziest thing in Hamburg that we actually saw the building that like made the gas, or like the fertilizer gas that Hitler used in all the concentration camps. So it was pretty wild to see that place. Big thing with Hamburg is very industrial, so it's a very rich city, and the buildings were lot of office buildings and a lot of things having to do with ships and shipment and fishing and stuff like that. Lots of nice cars, and you could just tell it was rich. It was a clean city. So yeah, after we're done taking a tour through Hamburg, we just walk a little bit more around the city, and then we head toward Bremen on the train, and we get there and we check into the hostel, and we have a short walk around at night in the city. And like that night, I could already tell like I'm gonna love the city, because it was really like super old-timey, and it like reminded me of Bavaria. It was like kind of picturesque town center and just very cool feel to it. So that's pretty much all we did Saturday. So on Sunday we just kind of wake up and roam around Bremen, the old, like I said, the old city center, town center, whatever you want to call it. It was just very old school, like cobblestone buildings, churches. Just the way the architecture is set up is very, I don't know, it just made you feel happy, sort of. We walk down to see the river, and we also walk through the original old Bremen, which, like, if just the city center, or like the old town center, is beautiful, like the original old town. I guess that doesn't make any sense, but you should ask me if it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't really want to. But there's like a part of the city that was the oldest part, and it was so narrow, like, and everything was tight. There's super narrow alleys, and there's shops you could buy stuff. People lived above. Like, it was just so like cute, basically. So we see that, then we walk down to the river and walk along the river. We get to see the Beck's factory, where they make the beer that's famous here in Germany, and I think you can even get Beck's back home. So it was kind of neat to see. Then after we walk along the river, we pretty much head back to the hostel, because it was getting around time for us to leave back to Frankfurt. And we go to the hostel to get our bags, and we actually meet this Canadian guy named Brian, and he's really cool. So we hang out with him for a bit. We go look at this old windmill in Bremen with him, and then we go back to the city center and have a beer with him. And then that is, after we leave there, we pretty much head back to Frankfurt, and that was pretty much our trip. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I usually do, impressions of the places I kind of included, but this time I just want to say like one-word descriptions of each city. I thought it'd be kind of fun. For Rostock, I would say it was calm. Warnemünde would be beach. Hamburg would be rich, and Bremen would be cute. So yeah, and really my favorite parts about the trip was, of course, Bremen, just the way the architecture was, and just how the city was put together. I also really loved the ocean. Seeing that was incredible, and just being in it for the first time was really cool. And lastly, my favorite thing about the trip was just time with the girls, and just time away from Frankfurt. Like, the girls that I went with are some of the people I've been closest with here on my study abroad, so it's just nice to spend time with them. And I know like they're gonna be the ones I miss the most, so it's just nice to take a trip away from Frankfurt with them. Yeah, so it's a good weekend. I have a lot of crazy vlogs planned. I've been working on a project for Berlin. Like, it's gonna be dope freaking vlog. That's why I'm here at the palace. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to make the other ones. I'll also be doing like a beer vlog and some differences, and also be doing like a Frankfurt vlog, which I haven't done, and also yeah, a Viadrina vlog, so stay tuned. Tschüssi!